Heather McDermott for Area TV. Flame has been an industry standard for visual effects artists around the world. This year we mark a significant milestone for any product, let alone a technology product that has changed the movie and television industry so much. Flame turns 20, and we kick off the celebrations here at NAB.
Well, you know, what I think is amazingly cool about Flame is the way that it's entered into the vernacular of our business, of our industry. So you can go to a post-production facility and you walk by and, oh my God, there's the Flame room. And then inside the Flame room, guess who's in there? The Flame artists. I don't think as a company we could have a better complement than for our Flame brand to make its way into the business the way it has.
This is a big event for us, for Flame to turn 20 years and still be, you know, really helping artists make amazing visual effects. We've got an online presence on Area where we have this great site for all things Flame. Customers can go there and they can see some amazing footage that they've done over the last 20 years. We've got show reels that highlight what they've done and show them what Flame can accomplish. And we also have like an area where they can share their stories and respond to each other and really bask in the glow that they've done some really amazing work over the last 20 years.
I can't believe that Flame is turning 20. I would have guessed 10. Time's gone that fast.
Well, it makes me feel old, but first of all. But I think it's really impressive. I mean, to have a piece of software that's lasted for that long and maintained its status in the industry, it's still the go-to tool in commercials, you know.
It's been a great 20 years. I still love it. It's what I've been doing for that long, and I never tire of it.
I mean, I can't thank enough the software for getting me to where I am in my career. It sort of led me into directing. And knowing what I know on Flame and knowing the tools I have at my hand, I mean, it gives you the most confidence in everything you do in this industry.
And I think Flame artists in general and the people who make this software are a really amazing, interesting, extremely talented group of people, and how it's just kind of kept us going over such a long haul. I mean,
as far as I'm concerned, it means a hell of a ride, but a great ride. Honestly, I'm very proud that Flame's still there, that we've actually managed to sustain what is ultimately, I think, a fantastic creative tool.
clients now want to come and sit and tweak stuff up until the moment it ships, including such fundamental things as changing the cut while we're working. And if it's an effects-based sort of project, that has major ramifications.
And you always seem to be able to pull it off, and the machine is just there for you, letting you find the way to make it happen. And there's really no other machine that you can beat on that hard and have it just work all the time. They're pretty bulletproof.
And just the way you can turn around projects without compromising the aesthetic, it's just all in that one tool, and I love it. When I first started learning Flame 13 years ago, everyone was saying, oh, well, these other tools will catch up, and these other tools will catch up. And I think it's been amazing that they've been able to evolve in the sense that they're still the leader out there. You know, you've got these other programs which are great in their own sense, but
every time you think there's just nothing more that can be done, they just come up, they invent something that just no one had even thought about, and then we have to figure out how to use it. But the best part is when somebody shows me, I'm like, how do you actually do a little function like this? And they'll go, oh, it's a Shift X or something like that. You go, oh, that's cool. And then they say, by the way, that's been in the machine for 8 years. And I'm like, I didn't even know it. So it's that deep now where there's so many tools that I don't think anybody knows the whole thing.
First time I saw Flame was 93, I believe. I thought to myself, that's something that I can use. That's something that I can understand. And I don't need to have like a PhD in image processing and computer graphics and stuff like that. I can dive in there and start making really cool looking stuff.
I started using other products, doing digital compositing, and then when Flame came along, it had some features in it that were just completely mind-blowing and that nobody else could do. And so at that point, they just became the leader, and they matched that with a very cool style and a very cool sort of a brand that made Flame something that everybody wanted to be a Flame artist.
I was getting my master's education in New York, and one of our professors took us on a tour of a post-production facility, and I saw the Flame and the Flame suites and the artists working in really cool rooms, and I was like, oh, I want to do this job. I kept bothering my professor to get me an interview with the company, and I started on the night shift learning Flame and loved it ever since.
favorite Flame memory. Probably 1999, 2000. I was working at Charlex in New York City, and the owner had an emergency project for the 2000 finals with the Sixers, and was a commercial with Reebok focusing on Allen Iverson. It was about 9 p.m. and everyone had gone home for the night, and they needed to turn it around for the NBA Finals game the next day. And here was this little intern, 17 years old, getting coffee for him usually, and he needed someone to complete the project. And I said, I can do it. And he was like, who are you? What's your name again? And hopped on the Flame and turned around about 15 shots in about 5 hours and delivered the project, and sort of kicked me off from getting coffees for the rest of my career and started me in a good direction.
What was interesting is when we started Effects Guide and the dawning of this kind of community of artists around the world, I was actually offered a job in Chicago by a competitor, and they actually required me to stop Effects Guide. And because it was sharing my secrets or whatever. And first of all, I wasn't really sharing all my secrets, but a lot of them.
One of the funniest projects I had to work on was actually for a music video. The main lead singer was doing a joke, a reminiscent joke of his high school days, where he stuffed socks down his pants to create this bulge as he walked into this pool party. And so inevitably, the continuity person didn't notice that he either had the sock in the pants or didn't have the sock in the pants. And so there was a bunch of shots where I had to recreate the bulge in the pants.
Yeah, I'm not prepared to answer that one.
I'm pretty excited about the future. The rate at which technology, especially with these graphics cards, is progressing, it's allowing you to do so much stuff on the timeline, really able to build fairly complex batch setups within a timeline environment, that's really cool.
I think that everybody is really resonating with what Flame Premium can do for them. And, for us, this is just the beginning of the next 20 years of exciting things that we can do with Flame and now Flame Premium.
Adopting some of the modern technology that enables some of the relighting tools in action are incredible. I mean, it's that real-time interaction where you've got clients breathing down your neck. I mean, I know a couple jobs that have been done where instead of rendering all this stuff in 3D, they've ended up using some of those tools. So it just gets done all the faster than anything else. And it's just really exciting to see it developed so much over the last couple of years.
For us, it's just so important to make sure that Flame and the Flame creative experience continues to exist, and that Flame remains this extraordinary tool and fundamentally at its core something that understands the 3D nature of the world, and anything really that would be inherently 3D captured from that world, whether it's through cameras to come in the future or stuff coming from 3D. I think the separation that we have really between 3D and 2D is really fundamentally in our minds. And I really hope that Flame will illustrate that in the future.
Autodesk is proud to celebrate Flame artists, their achievements, and their contributions to the visual effects industry. We can't wait to see what you do with Flame next. Thanks for watching NAB 2012 on Area TV.